Damn it, Greg.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome into our mid-season finale of this here little shindig that we like to call Project Athena. It is fueled by Chaosium's Pulp Cthulhu Matrix, and also by the tiers of the players that you see around here. They are fantastic role players and my friends, but that won't stop us from telling a good story as if you were with us last week. It's been set up to be something else this week. So, without further ado, and because my foreshadowing pen is out of ink, let us go around and start talking to everybody. Let's start with Strider tonight. Strider, how are you doing, my brother?
I speak fluent dungeon master, actually, so I can translate for the audience. That means shit's probably gonna hit the fan. Uh, we can deal with him, and that means I shudder to think. Actually, yeah, Strider. I'm playing Elijah Sawyer. My mind is all over the place. A proverbial fog has set in while I'm trying to figure out what the hell he's gonna do, what the hell's gonna go on. You just gotta jump into it. It's the only way to run this. So.
That's right, brother. Lean into it, steer into the crazy. It's the only way to recover when sanity comes back around, if it ever does. Speaking about sanity never coming back around, let's drop down to Steven. Steven, how are you? We see the red cup. We know it's going to be that type of evening. Let's see how you're doing now.
I'm on vacation. It is that type of evening. Listen, hey,
Oh,
I'm ready
shit.
to go. I've thought about this all week. I don't think hasn't gone like 20 minutes where I haven't thought about what you're going to do, what's going to happen. I'm very excited for tonight. I play Dwight Burke. Fuck Lancaster.
Okay, quick and to the point. We appreciate it, Mr. Burke. We appreciate it, Steven. As we drop down to the captain of the Olympians, Allison, how are you doing this evening?
Hey, gang, it's Allison. I play Caitlin Jane O'Callahan, aviatrix extraordinaire, princess of the skies, America's flying sweetheart. And let me tell you, I smell like I sound, I'm lost and I'm found, and I'm hungry like the wolf, baby. Bring it on.
Arguably the best intro these old ears have ever heard. So, as with the quote from Duran Duran, we will skip on over to Lindy. Lindy, how are you doing?
I am doing fine. I'm great. I am not prepared for what's gonna happen tonight. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm not ready for it. Greta she's really happy right now. Everything's great. Yes, I am spiffy. I'm always spiffy, even when I'm crying my eyes out, which could happen by the end of the show. Who knows? Greta may or may not be having emotions right now. That's a big deal. Yeah, this is great. This is gonna be great. Let's do this.
Okay. With the spiffy having to be prompted, chat, that shows you that there are nerves somewhere in the building. Also, at Roller, again with the one-liners, yes, it is Beta with Greta. So let's go up to Lauren. Lauren, how are you doing this evening?
Doing fucking great, Greg. I'm ready. Feeling good. Feeling edgy. Feeling like lashing out probably at you. You're welcome. I know how much you look forward to it every time we play together. Hi, everybody. I'm Lauren, and that's Salty Ginger over on Twitter. And today I'm playing Miss Isabella Maria Ives of Ives Esoteric and Antiquarian Bookstore on the beautiful Lower East Side of Manhattan. Psychic. There, I said it. Haha. Things Isabella Maria Ives does not like include lies, being normal, and people hurting her friends. So fuck whoever's doing this to us, because they mess with the wrong fucking psychic. Let's go.
Lauren, your mascara cleaned up really well. Chat doesn't even know you've been crying.
Thank you, Strider.
And the secret will live on. So, chat, thank you very much for joining us here on our mid-season finale. We will be out next week because a number of us are going to Gen Con, and because Greg was going to need to reboot whenever we get through this one. I will let everyone know that this has the potential of running the full time allotted to us of 2 hours. It has the potential of running 30 to 45 minutes. I think everybody in chat can, as veteran RPers, can know that bad things can happen in a short period of time. I'm not foreshadowing at all. I'm just saying the possibility exists that we'll be signing off here around 7:45. If so, buckle in for a short but interesting ride. If not, buckle in for a normal traipse through insanity with these here Olympians. But before we go forward, we have to go back. And before we go back, I have to tell you that if you would like to help out these Olympians, we currently have boons in play from some wonderful people in chat. These boons will be making themselves known. Summer donated a boon to every Olympian. Those boons are manifesting themselves in the form of their loved ones. You say, well, Greg, that seems like a detriment. Just let it wait, let it simmer. And then we had additional boons that were given at the end of last session. Those boons are going to make themselves manifest for both Sabella and Dwight. And we also had something to make it worse 2 sessions ago, and that's Lancaster. So as we are sitting here and now finally ready to go back in, if you want to provide boons, crits, anything else to these wonderful people, or you want to make it worse, just peek down below. But we don't have time for that. We have time for this, and this here goes a little something like this. When last we saw our Olympians, they were perfect. Their lives were what they were meant to be. Or a version that was less catastrophic than what we're used to seeing them in. They were without weapons, not being shot at, not floating in purple, not having limbs threatened to be cut off. They were on a hilltop in West Virginia, the farmstead of Dwight Burke. Dwight was cutting some wood, and Kate was on the hillside with her partner Evie. Inside the cabin was Greta with her partner Hans. We saw Sabella and Phil Castillo arrive with their 2 twin daughters, Marie and Syl. We also saw inside, cooking around the fire, Doris, the late wife of Dwight Burke. And we saw Elijah Sawyer, perhaps free of voices, perhaps free of having to be other people, around the love of his life, Ruth. And things seemed perfect. It was Thanksgiving. The children were about. Abigail Burke, Abby, Dwight's pumpkin, was around. And things were pleasant enough with the Olympians. But then there was a disturbance in the barn, enough to pique the interest of Dwight Burke, who knows this land as much as he knows himself, and being a soldier can recognize abnormalities. And as he conscripted Sabella, Phil, and Elijah to take the dangerous trek across the yard to the barn, they entered, and within they found Ruby Foster, accompanied by a young man. Ruby warned them that they were living a lie, that the people here were not real, that they needed to leave them to return. She seemed hesitant on some of the statements, and as she was fading away, the young man with her screamed to Sabella, "Phil's real. He's really here." And they disappeared. Shortly after they disappeared, Doris screamed from inside the farmhouse that there were men in the front yard, men with guns. Dwight ran. The Olympians ran. No one had a plan beyond safety. Inside the house, Greta took Hans, lowered his head, ushered him towards the rear of the house. Kate O'Callahan told Evie to get the kids to safety, but Evie quickly told Kate, "Where are the kids?" And as we ended our last episode on this mountaintop in West Virginia, there was the sound of a small girl standing on the porch of her homestead, holding a .22 rifle that she had been given for her last birthday. And she issued a challenge and a command to perhaps one of the most dangerous men to have ever existed. As she said, "Get off my land!" And that's where we begin, Olympians, here in almost heaven, West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old here, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. And so, Olympians, what will you do?
I think we should start with Dwight, honestly.
He did run ahead of us.
How close am I to Lancaster and the men coming up with guns?
Dwight, as you are running around the corner of your farmhouse, your rifle in your hand, you hear, as you're about halfway through, the sound of your pumpkin, the sound of Abigail as she screams out, "Get off my land!" And just as you round the corner, you see several things, but it's the voice of your little girl that chills your blood as you hear her say, "Turn him loose, or I swear to God the devil himself will weep when he sees what I've done to you." And you see Captain Philip Lancaster, 3 men with needle teeth, holding Marie and Syl.
Do I see this?
Mm-hmm.
Dwight runs and he has a rifle, but listen, Lancaster, take me. Don't hurt my family and friends, please. Don't hurt them. You can do whatever you want with me. Put me on one of them trophies and parade me around fucking town. I don't care. Just don't hurt them. Let them go.
Mr. Burke, I have no intention of hurting any of you.
Well, let those girls go, and then I'll put my rifle down, and then you can tell me why you're here. Just let them go.
Well, my dear Mr. Burke, I appreciate your foresight and your professionalism in all of this, but I believe I will hold on to these 2 until I see if the rest of you can be as professional. You notice that Abby's hands are shaking, and that her finger has not left the trigger of her weapon.
Dwight, Abby, go back in there with Aunt Kate. You need to get back, okay, sweetie? You just go back and let Daddy handle this, okay?
You see that there are tears running down her face, and she seems utterly terrified.
Can I see and hear all of this?
Everybody in the house can see this. I would need Elijah and Sabella and Phil to make listen checks to pick up this, as I'm not sure of their positions.
All right. And
This
how far
Elijah
open
hears.
is the door? Can I see Lancaster?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you move around, you can see the other 3 as well.
Okay.
Lancaster has that very polished sidearm that he flashed about when last you guys saw him, and he has it halfway out of the holster. He's got Marie in front of him, and he's within a half a second of being able to do something to her should he wish it.
Now, Abby, baby, listen to your daddy. You just step back here. I like your spirit, honey, but now's not quite the time, all right? You just step back here behind me. You go with Aunt Evie, all right? And honey, let me have that gun, all right?
Let's see, I'm going to have you do something here for me. Kate, why don't you make a persuasion check for me?
I'll crit that, Greg.
Okay. We got some sub crits coming in here real quick, and I want to make sure we cycle through them. Steve got one from the tag team partner, man that takes it from the top rope, wise Papa Grant.
Thank you, Grant. You're the best, brother.
Let me see here. I think the other one went to Kate from Grant. So that takes you to 5, Allison. And then Brew gave 1 to Lauren and Lindy. So you each receive additional 1, bringing your totals up to 6. I'm going to keep on top of these kids because, for reasons.
I posted all the ones that came in the Zoom chat too, Greg.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So I'm actually at 9.
Oh, 9? 9? Okay.
9.
Okay, yes, a crit to Lauren and a crit to... I see those now. Okay.
I may have seen a bit donation earlier for more too.
I got that one in there too. That's in the Zoom
Okay,
chat.
yes, if Lauren, if you wouldn't mind keeping abreast of all of that, as
I got 'em.
Thank you very much. And a crit for Strider has just come in from Wise Papa Grant as well, because he doesn't want Strider to feel...
Thanks everybody for the crits.
Strider's
Thank
gonna
you.
say-
Love y'all.
Where am I at now?
One more
Strider,
than you were before.
I have you at 5, Strider.
Okay, me too.
Okay, so as you're sitting there, you actually do see that Abigail kind of turns, and her hands are violently shaking, holding the rifle, but she's keeping it aimed pretty well at these people despite the barrel moving. She seems desperate to get to her friends, as Marie and Syl are, for all intents and purposes, captives of Lancaster and these men. But she is slowly backing up the steps of the porch towards the house.
I'm gonna come out to the porch where she is, and very carefully get that gun away from her.
She allows you to take it.
It's a 22 rifle, right?
Correct.
So as I take it, I have it held in one hand and my other hand in the air like this. And I quietly to her, "Now, Abby, you do like your Aunt Katie says. Go find Evie. She'll tell you what to do."
Make another persuasion check for me.
Crit it.
She doesn't want to leave her friends. But hearing Aunt Kate tell her to do something, she is a daughter of the West Virginia mountains, and there's only so long that you can disobey an adult. So she slowly backs away, keeping her eyes on her captive friends as she sinks back into the house. And as soon as she reaches the threshold, you see the hands of Doris come and pull her back inside, presumably with Evie. As all of this is going on outside, I'd like to know what's going on with Sabella and Elijah and Greta.
As Elijah actually succeeded his listen roll, he's probably going to grab Sabella's shoulder and slow her down. And I hate to say it, but I think that's the English bastard. I think we're being dumb. You're real. I'm real. The rest of this, might be bait, I think.
Oh, most definitely. I don't think that means it can't hurt us, though.
Oh, if I can be real and you can be real, Lancaster's probably real too. So, yeah.
You need to get Greta, because I don't think anybody else can.
Okay, and the plan is to sneak everyone out the back, away from the bait, or...
Yes. Do we still have the watches on us? That's interesting. All right. She said we had to walk away. So we just have to get them out of here. I don't know where we have to go. But
And what about Sabella? What about the girls? We gotta get Phil's
Phil?
continuing to move towards the house.
I'm holding his hand with literally every ounce of strength that I have.
It's very, very warm.
Phil, do not leave me.
I'd never leave you. Never. I
you
gotta get the
have-
girls.
No, they're not here. This is not our life. Think about it. Is this even what you would want if it were?
I'm not fucking with you, man. We're in big, big trouble.
This is everything I would want. What are you talking about? What do you mean our girls aren't real?
Phil,
Just wait here. I'll get them. I'll get them.
I will not let him go. I refuse.
You gotta roll a strength check.
I'm gonna crit it.
Like, Elijah will also offer help, like, if she needs it.
He's getting incredibly warm to the point where you guys are about ready to start taking damage.
Okay. Phil,
You gotta let me go.
It's not. What's the last thing you remember? The last thing I remember is me losing you again. You were dying. We haven't had time to have kids, Phil. I've known you 5 days.
What do you mean, Isabella?
Please listen to me. You need to trust me. You owe me. You owe me twice, remember?
Yeah, I owe you everything, but goddamn it, Isabella, the girls.
No, they're not. This is not our life.
This is mine! And he bursts into flames. Are you guys gonna hold on? You each take 3 points of damage as the fire starts to lick up your arms and burn the clothing that you're wearing. As Phil Castillo novas in front of you, his clothes erupting into flames as they lick and burn off of his body. You can tell when Sabella, he's gone like full power with everything, whatever he has. He hasn't gone quite there yet, but you can see those pinpricks of starlight that have become his eyes, and they are glowing brighter than you've ever seen them, and they are staring directly at the house.
Can I... I'm gonna get in front of him and I'm going to try to make him stop.
Phil, you're hurting Sabella. Stop it.
He seems unaware of what's going on. He seems like a parent. You're gonna have to roll a power check on him. He's...
Yep, I'm critting it. I'm not letting him go again.
The flames lick off as Phil Castillo drops in a heap to the ground.
I'm not leaving him again, Elijah.
If Ruby says he's real, that's good enough for me.
Well, Bali said he was real. I have no idea what Ruby Foster wants. Okay.
I trust those two.
Okay, just help me put him back behind something, and I'm gonna get Kate. You get Greta.
What are we gonna do about Dwight?
Speaking of which, that's a great time to segue into the house as we see what's going on as everyone, the loved ones that were left in the house, Doris, now Abigail, Ruth, Greta, and Hans are all in various states of the various positionings inside the Burke farmstead. What's Greta doing?
I believe we saw like the cars pull in, and we heard Phil Lancaster. Greta knows he's bad news, so she would have ducked Hans down and started heading towards the back door to get the both of them out.
Hans is, what is going on here? Men with guns? This is America?
Yeah, this is America. Everyone has guns here. That is Philip Lancaster. He enjoys hunting humans for sport. It's not good.
Hunting humans. Barbarism. What can we do?
Flee.
What about your friends? Kate and Dwight and the other girls.
I have nothing. We can't stop him. Dwight has guns, and they did not work on him the last time. We do not have the equipment. We might be able to fashion something from the cabin, but you have to be very quick, very chemical.
Tell me, what is it we need? And he begins to move with you instead of kind of dragging as you've given him a purpose, one that he believes his talent's capable of assisting with.
Bullets do not work on him. We would need something to... I do not know. I have not been able to study him. It's bad news when he is here. We should all just leave. Everyone should leave. And she's gonna, if she sees Ruth, she's going to say, come with us. Come with us. We are heading out the back door. It is safer there.
She follows without question. But Hans grabs you by your left arm, left sleeve, the one that he was kissing with rainbows earlier from the prism. And he says, the serums. Perhaps the serums could work. We could use them against him or use them. Perhaps we could use them.
Some of those are not fully tested yet.
This seems like the perfect opportunity.
Let me think about it while we walk there. To get the serums.
So
they might be able to help.
As all of this is occurring inside the house, as Phil Castillo drops into the yard on the outside of the house, as Kate O'Callahan has her arms wide holding the .22 pistol on the porch of the house, Abigail has just come in. We cut back out to the front as Dwight and Kate are staring down Philip Lancaster as he sits there calmly tapping his fingers on the handle of his sidearm.
Well, this is, what do they call it here in the colonies? Thanksgiving? Why don't we, take it to table? I believe that we've had rather good memories around the table, if I recall. Would you care to invite me in, Mr. Burke?
What do you want? Let them girls go. Let those two girls go.
Oh, I fully intend.
And then we can talk.
I fully intend to, but I believe I will keep them close here to Grandfather Lancaster until we have figured out that everyone is willing to talk, is willing to just sit down and hear me out.
I'm willing to talk to you.
Well, then lead on.
Don't worry about them. Talk to me.
Oh, you're a soldier, a hunter as well, Mr. Burke. You know that I have to worry about everyone. Now, if you believe me, or you believe your senses, or you're people that can be trusted, trust me.
Dwight's almost on the verge of snapping.
I don't mean to hurt any of you. I just wish to talk.
Then let them girls go, and I will talk. I'm sure Kate O'Callahan will talk to you. Let the girls go. He almost tried intimidation check.
It fails. Gonna let you know that, but
yeah, I figured it would.
Yeah, Lancaster just indicates the house.
Let's sit down, Mr. Burke. Miss O'Callahan, get the doctor, get Mr. Sawyer, Miss Ives, and Mr. Castillo. Have them all meet us around the table.
Dwight screams, Doris, get everyone out of the house. Now.
Yes, Doris, get everyone but Isabella Ives and Dr. Greta von Krauss and the Italian. Phil Castillo, everyone else leave. See, I agree with you, Mr. Burke. Excellent tactical maneuver.
Will you let the girls go if you come in the house and sit down?
As soon as I'm done talking, I will, unharmed.
And we should trust you. Why exactly?
Trust your senses. Well, think of it this way, Miss O'Callahan. You know that I am a hunter, and many people who are poor hunters believe that when they catch up to their prey, they are, have won the hunt. But the true hunters are the ones that wait until their prey is precisely where they want them to be before they catch up.
So hunters take little girls and hold them hostage?
When they need to? Yes. We've all done awful things, Mr. Burke, but I don't intend to do any harm to these children.
Well, then take me then. Grab
I already
me,
have you.
put your nut to my throat.
I already have. I like to have my gun at everyone's head. So, to table.
Has everybody cleared out the back?
I will say at this time that Greta has taken Ruth. Doris heard this just as everybody was going, and the Burke house has emptied. We're going to say that Sabella, Elijah, Ruth, Doris, Abigail, Greta, and Hans are all together. Phil is behind the truck where you have drug him.
I don't know if we should leave him there.
Elijah's going to approach Greta. He's very serious.
Yeah, Greta's hold like that when like you're nervous and you're holding like your significant other's hand and also have your other hand wrapped around their arm walking. She's like walking out like that.
Elijah's gonna run up. He's not wasting any time. He places two hands on either side of her face. Greta, listen to me. Lancaster is hunting us.
Yeah,
What's the last thing you remember before today?
Make a power check, Greta.
Come on, girl.
Oh, no.
Greta, you remember pain. You remember fighting a tall Nazi uniformed man, a equally large but slighter of frame man, a woman who seemed to be wearing fire. You remembered the pain of that confrontation, and you remembered the escape through the purple doorway, and then you remembered rainbows and kisses.
All of this is emotional bait, which means Lancaster is severely underestimating the right side of your brain. You're a stone-cold logical machine. So I need you to leave this behind. I need you to come with me, and I need you.
Perhaps he
She's
is
gonna
right.
kind of look up at Hans.
Perhaps he is right. If this man is truly this dangerous, we should go.
We do need to leave. That is why I've brought people outside. I remember going through the purple door.
The purple door?
Sabella and I saw Ruby Foster, which means we're not trapped here. This isn't permanent, but whoever this guy is, this house, all of this, these kids, it's part of the bait that needs to stay here.
Us.
We need to separate this and us and get out.
We have to leave the children? It doesn't seem right.
So does Greta remember everything, Greg?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Why can't we take them with us? This does not compute.
Look, I'm not an expert. I don't know what's going on. It might be a liability, but I trust you. Do what you want.
Well, we had considered using some of my experimental serums to
Yeah.
Lancaster.
It's at this point
Use
that
it
you
to-
guys hear the yell of both Dwight Burke to get everybody out of the house and the complimentary yell of Philip Lancaster, who says that everyone should leave except for Dr. Greta Von Krause, Sabella, Elijah Sawyer, and Phil Castillo.
Doesn't that sound like a trap?
Yeah, then why don't we all leave? Why do we have to stay here and talk with him? There are... If he's holding hostages, there are always... It is unpleasant, but there are always casualties.
Fake casualties, yeah, that weren't even here yesterday, so it's fine.
You mean not here? Greta, what does he mean?
Greta's just gonna take a deep breath. She's gonna try to focus more on what she felt, that pain of ouch, I only have 9 HP left. And see if she can remember anything else. Anything specifically about Lancaster besides that we know he's bad.
You can roll another power check for me.
Okay. No. Fuck.
It's almost like in the thinking and the trying to pinch through it. It's like trying to accomplish a fine motor skills test when you're intoxicated.
Okay.
You know it, you just can't get it to work. You can't navigate the channels that are required. But we're going to cut back out to the front of the house as Lancaster indicates the doorway.
Shall we? I can start talking to the two of you.
You're muted.
I'm
Start
muted.
talking.
Oh, okay, good. Are we going to...
Yeah, Dwight's turning back into the not nice Dwight. He's getting irritated quickly.
You do not wish to take to table, as is the wont of civilized people?
Lancaster, sit down.
Are you guys in the house? Have you let him into the house?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's...
He hands off Marie to one of the other 3 men who remain standing with the 2 girls, and he walks forward and he immediately finds a clean plate and fishes out some sweet potatoes, kind of plops them down there.
Oh,
Looks at the remainder of the turkey.
lovely beast. It smells delicious in here. It's fantastic. Thanksgiving has some merit to it.
He sits down, pulls out his chair, and gets ready to sit, but he waits for Kate and Dwight to sit.
Please.
He has taken the head of the table.
I walk over to the table and take the other head opposite him, with my back to the kitchen. I'm presuming that he's taken the seat of honor on the other side of the table, so I'm nearest to the kitchen.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Spot hidden on, can Dwight kill the 3 things with the children? He's starting to look to see if he can just kill whatever he can kill in front of him, around him.
You're in the house with me at this point, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's just looking. Dwight's looking.
But those, did they come in or did they stay outside?
They have a hold of him, I'm assuming, correct?
Yep. The 3 of them are just inside the doorway in what would have been the living room, but the furniture had been cleared out to make way for the larger table, and they are holding both of the girls in front of them. So it's like the door, them, the girls, Lancaster, and then you all at the table.
All right,
Right.
Captain. We're sitting down and we're talking. Now, let the girls go.
Well, let's finish talking. That's...
You goddamn coward. I don't mind fighting fair. I don't even mind fighting unfair. But I cannot stand a coward.
Oh, my dear Miss O'Callahan, I am no person's coward, but
Let the
I'm here to
goddamn
tell
girls
you that-
go, Lancaster. You have us.
I'm not here to fight. Let me...
Then let them go.
He waits for you to kind of blow off some steam and takes a big mouthful of sweet potatoes, brushing off his manicured mustache as he does so with a napkin.
So excellent, it's very good. Tubers of some kind. This is your world.
Well, I appreciate your estimation of our responsibility for saving it, but what's your point?
I don't believe you understand. You are not in the, what do you call it, the purple nowhere. This is, your world.
The fuck are you talking about? This is everybody's world. What do you want?
This is the version of your world where you are not committed to a doomed cause. You are free to be your best selves. It is it's a great gift.
So what?
So, these people, your loved ones, these children, Hans, Evie, they are all real. They are not constructs. They will, if you fall asleep, they do not disappear. This is a world as real as the one that you believe yourselves to be a part of. This is a version of the same world that you feel you came from.
Can I make my power check at this point?
Yep.
And regular success.
It's muddy, Kate. You get flashes of good and bad memories. Breaking speed records, crashing, successes with the Olympians, great failures and distresses. But it doesn't seem that he's trying to say anything to you that's false. There is no magic at play here.
Sorry, I don't think I'm quite understanding that. So do I have some sense that this is not my world, or?
It's very difficult. Much like what the others have experienced, you are associating memories that you don't remember from your current state. Memories of pain that you never experienced. You never crashed in the Pacific. You never lost anybody that you were accustomed to. No one ever fell prey to these fell beasts in Times Square. None of this ever occurred. But you remember it. You remember pain. And that seems foreign.
You see, this place is... it's not perfection, I won't lie. It requires work. These Olympians, your gods, could do so. I wish the others were here. We could discuss it.
And he kind of stands and rises a minute, and he goes, Olympians!
Dwight
We
slams
had
his
the
fucking
table.
hands on the table. What the fuck are you talking about? Get to the goddamn point.
Very well, Mr. Burke. I was going to be civilized, but if you decide to leave here, I'm going to kill every one of these people. And don't think that they disappear when you do. I will make it hurt until such time as I load them into your wife's oven and consume them. But then the world itself will suffer because your children and your children's children make this place better.
Dwight's on the verge of, almost on the verge of rage. He's clutching his grand. He's very close to explosion and death in his eyes.
If you want to save your loved ones, and countless others. You just need to live your lives in perfection. Perfection you wrought with your own hands. Not heaven by any stretch of the imagination. Much work needs to be done. This is, of course, a version where humanity has risen to control this mud ball. But you can do it. You can usher in an age undreamed of.
You know what would be perfect to me, Lancaster?
Mr. Burke. And Kate is, for the first time, intervening with you in the way that you're accustomed to her doing so. She's giving you that look. Like...
And yeah, Dwight's kind of like, is literally, if you could see his knuckles, or like if he could rip somebody's jugular out of their throat right now, he would.
Get your friends in here. I would talk to them all so they may make up their minds. This is not something that you get to decide for them, Mr. Burke.
He's like, Kate, please go. He kind of looks at Kate, that please go get them right now. He'll stay.
I stand up from the table and walk toward the front door. Is the easiest way to get to them, right? Or is it the back?
It'd be the back door.
All right, so I stand up and walk through the kitchen to the back door. As I do, I'm taking a long, casual look at that range and oven that Doris has in her kitchen. Can I do a spot hidden and just see what I'm looking at there?
Sure, I will tell you. It is a wood-burning oven, as this is West Virginia in the 30s, so. My grandparents had a wood-burning oven until, like, the 60s, so it's not like a huge stretch.
What have you left me in this world to blow up, Greg? It's not even cute. Okay.
I'm sure there's a truck and stuff outside. I'm sure there's some gas to be had on this hill.
This is not a good Kate O'Callahan world if you can't believe it.
It's supposed to be perfect. What the fuck? Okay.
Blow
so
Dwight's home up this time.
I'm working on it. All right, so I step out the back door.
I've got Phil at this point, like, slung over most of my body, trying to hold him up, making him with Elijah and Greta.
Greta looks like she has the onset of a headache, and she just kind of looks confused.
I step down the steps and let the screen door shut behind me, because I don't want to be quite as heard. And the others are there as well, Hans and Evie and Doris and
Abigail, correct.
All right. Well, Olympians, our friend Captain Lancaster would like to talk to us.
Sabella, talk some sense into Kate.
Okay, Caitlin Jane O'Callahan, we need to go. This is not real. This is, we can leave. You know what? Okay, I don't know who Evie Reardon is, but I can tell you one thing. You don't love Evie Reardon, you love me. So, this is not really a discussion.
Look, Belle, we've been through this before.
No, we haven't.
Where are we gonna go?
I think we just have to decide to go. I don't know what's going on in there. I don't think that I want to know. But if I have to choose between this lie and hurt, I choose hurt. I don't want this.
I look at Elijah.
Lancaster's a hunter. This is bait. The house is a giant, cage.
If he's to be believed, this whole world is a cage.
That's what I think Ruby. Oh, we saw Ruby and Polly. Damn it.
What?
Yes. Ugh.
It was just
Lots
for a
of
moment.
bad things happen in a short amount of time.
If she can get into this cage, then there's no reason we can't get out of this cage. A two-way window.
Doctor?
Frau O'Callahan?
Never mind. So you think we just have to decide we're gonna go?
I think we have to go. I don't know exactly what it means.
Getting away from Lancaster is a good start. Step one.
It's not like us to leave folks behind like this.
We left Franklin. We left Syl. We left Tom. We left Jack.
I want to get going now, but I can't leave without you. I don't mean physically. I mean, I won't. So if we could move, please.
The back door of the farmstead opens, and Phil Lancaster comes out, presumably either preceded or followed by Dwight Burt, as the three needle-teethed men bring out the twin girls.
Not coming to table, are we?
Well, last time was just so much fun.
Well, for some of us.
Did they tell you that this world is true?
Everyone.
Elijah, did anyone tell you that Ruth dies from cancer in 35?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
In your arms.
Yo, yeah, you can see into the future now. Fancy. Whatever can we do?
We can stay here and smile and not be a problem for anyone else ever again.
Yeah, we can just take his word for it. I mean, there's no way. If he can see the future, then why is he even talking to us? He knows what's going to happen.
He smiles at all of this.
Your rationale for all of this is fascinating. You wish to save the world? Is that what it is? You wouldn't go back and
Again.
You come from it, or you want to save it again? Great. But here you are willing to sacrifice a world where your race could be perfect with your leadership and your children's children, and you sacrifice something that is on the cusp for something that is doomed. What does that say for you?
Let him talk. Let him talk.
It says that we're better than you are.
Or you're fools. Dr. Greta von Krauss, you do not strike me as a fool. You strike me as someone that takes data, weighs it, and comes with the best solution for the current problem. If I were to tell you that I could provide you with an antidote for a poison that was going to kill all of humanity, and it was 99% complete, but then I could give you another that was 5% complete. I dare say you would be smart enough to know which one was the preferred choice.
I do like to take in all the data and make an appropriate decision based on my findings.
If we're talking about what we all want, what about you, Lancaster? You're a big game hunter, right? You're just content to leave us be, even though we showed you up and got away.
It's a zoo.
Oh, I have plenty to do. I respect you. I am, as you say, a hunter, but you must respect, and I am not a fool. You all are accomplished. Look how long our hunt has gone.
Does he look
But it is
aged?
over. Not at all.
He never ate.
The way it starts looking like he hasn't aged a bit.
What is your point, Dwight Burke?
Lisa did die trucs. Voilà. Ja.
I'm going to have a drink too, Lindy. That seemed like it was tasty.
This is excellent Merlot, 1928.
Yep.
Or Cabernet. Cabernet.
Yeah, it was a cab.
Cab 28. Excellent vintage.
This is a very good year.
So I am offering you if there are a few of you that wish to go, I will tell you how to do it. Simply walk down this little country road right here, and you will come upon a purple doorway. Walk through it, and you will go back to your doomed world. Now, I am a man of my word, and inside I said that the loved ones left behind, who are real and who can feel, will suffer. As will this world, unfortunately. It will never see its golden age. It will miss it by a hand's breadth. Thanks, of course, to your absence. But if you elect to stay, you will forget this entire conversation, and you will live your life with hard work and accomplishing all capable of you. And he looks at Greta with a perfect environment and a perfect set of circumstances. A control group that suffers from no ill effects.
I want a psychology. I want a psychoanalysis him.
Sure.
What's he say? What is he being honest? Is he
100% correct.
okay? Okay. This is fine.
You definitely think you have the high ground, kind of a double-edged sword. Our absence will make this world suffer, but you could say the same about the other one.
The other world is doomed, with you there or not. This is more of a life raft than anything else.
So what? You're some kind of. You're here to save us. That's what you're doing.
I like the way you think, Miss O'Callahan. Yes, yes.
Yeah, go
I
straight
don't
to hell,
picture my-
Captain.
Oh, I've been there.
Not yet. You haven't, my friend.
Oh, yes, I have. It's that place you so desperately wish to return to. Why?
That you're so afraid that we'll return to. Why are you afraid of us? You're
I'm not
scared to
afraid
death.
of anyone.
You're willing to do just about anything to keep us from going back to that so-called doomed world. You know
What are
what?
we talking about?
I like you when you're afraid, Captain Lancaster. I like you a whole lot better like this.
Miss O'Callahan, we always knew you'd want to go back.
I'm not here to convince you. And he turns to Greta. Hans is alive here. Your experiments, given positive reinforcement and funding, revolutionize the world. Peace-driven governments embrace your findings and fail to bastardize them for military gain.
You walk taller than the tallest of the minds of your age. In the version of the world you so desire, your experiments remain hidden, or worse, used to subjugate and harm the world at large. You are a doctor, born to the wrong place. We are giving you the tools and space to follow and fulfill your true purpose, and you will never see us again.
I wanna try to jog Greta's memory again when he says Hans is alive here.
Yeah, you can definitely power check that.
Okay.
You see a flash of Hans's face rippling with boils and contusions as the serums take hold. And then it's gone.
Okay. Okay.
Elijah was
Phil-
holding on to Greta's face, like
Yeah.
we've turned, but he still at least has like hands on shoulders or something.
Yeah. She's gonna kind of look from Hans to Elijah. And like her eyes are saying, I don't want to go. But she's kind of just like she's kind of breathing a little heavy. It's like maybe the onset of like maybe a panic attack. Like she's losing her cool.
Phil Castillo is waking up.
No, he's.
Why do we have to go? Elijah, why can't we stay?
Yeah, well, if I'm doomed, I'm going to be doomed in the world I was born in. And I'm not going to let him go have his fun.
So this is a conundrum.
It is a pickle, Greta. It's a phrase. It's an expression.
Roll a listen check for me, Sabella.
I'm just gonna crit it. I'm gonna crit it because I'm scared. You're welcome.
You hear barely above a whisper, and something only your ears could detect. You hear, "Mommy, Mommy," as Marie is whispering towards you from the clutches of these needle-teethed men.
Greta's gonna kind of like take Elijah's hands off of her. Her hands are shaking a little bit. She's gonna say, I need a minute to sink, to breathe. And she's just gonna kind of take a couple steps away and look out over the countryside, take a couple deep breaths, and she's gonna kind of does she see the road that Lancaster pointed to, the one with the purple door at the end? Does she see a purple door?
You see a purple glow just around the bend.
Okay. She's gonna kind of turn around, take a few steps back. I see the door. I remember coming in through a door.
Lancaster, I think you made your point. Do you have any more business here?
Just waiting your decision, Mr. Sawyer. I want to make sure that you are at peace before we leave this place for good. And of of course, to murder anyone that leaves. Awful business that'll be, though.
Greg, can I catch Marie's eye?
Phil is awake.
Elijah, can you please hold on to him for as long as you can?
Yeah. Whatever you need.
I'm gonna stay. If I stay, will you let my girls go? What about you, Miss Ives? Will you be staying as well? Mr. Burke, you be staying?
Yeah, Dwight's probably like holding his head like he has no clue what is going on right now. Power check.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to like rattle through brain, like what are these people talking about? Everybody's confusing him completely.
You can take it with advantage since you're surrounded by the other Olympians.
Extreme. 2.
You remember
Almost a
everything.
1. I remember everything.
You remember the grave. You remember lowering Doris into the ground. And yet here she is. But you remember this life too. You remember the birth of Abigail at a country hospital. You remember it all.
I remember
And
the
both
sting
of
of falling from a building. I remember being eaten by a snake.
You remember it all. So, Mr. Burke, here, family, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, a soldier honored by king and country. Here
Dwight
in
completely
beautiful land.
ignores whatever he's saying. He looks at Doris. Abigail and both of them are standing there. He walks over to him. He kind of laughs. This was the life that I wanted.
What is this man talking about, Dwight? Daddy?
And he kind of puts his hand around her face and how many nights I spent. I dreamt of you. When you died, I told you I'd meet you where the grass met the sky. This is where we are now.
Is this
Don't
heaven?
you always? No. I'll meet you in heaven. I'm going to find you one day. But this isn't real. You're not real. I need to change. I need to show myself that I didn't need you. I went so long and this is where I'm at. I'll never forget you and I love you. But I can't stay here.
She doesn't argue. She
And
falls
he-
into your arms and feels as real
Yeah, he
as
looks-
every time you ever held Doris.
He looks at Abigail and he's like, Pumpkin, I would have did so much for you. I would have did everything. And he snaps out of it, and I need to get the fuck out of here. He starts heading for the road.
Okay, let's pause it there. I want to know what everyone else is doing at this moment.
Elijah's making sure every single one of the Olympians is heading down the road, and if anyone's staying behind, he's going to convince them to come along.
Phil, please don't stay.
He turns and looks at you. He winks.
I think this was my dream. Maybe. I think that's what this place... I think that's what it drew from, you know? The girls and... Yeah. But, I'm gonna stay just for a bit.
Kate, what are you doing?
Watching.
Evie is taking all of this in, and clutched in her hand is a princess of Mars, and she's smiling.
Okay.
Greta?
Greta has probably been talking very quietly in German with Hans. She doesn't look like she's walking anywhere. She's just very rapid fire, just agitated emotions. This is very confusing. I don't understand. We have to.
Hans is beginning to like straighten, move some hair over an ear.
Listen. My Greta. This just doesn't seem right anyway. Maybe you should take a walk with your friends. Maybe. I will stay here and I will look after these girls. And I'm going to try to get to the cabin. Give us a shot.
I have memories of two different things, two different lifetimes, and you're not in one of them.
I figured that. Do you remember being in love with me?
Yeah. 10 years.
Good. I remember that too. That may be all that we need.
He leans
She's just gonna grab his head, pull it down, and smack my microphone. Kiss them very passionately.
He returns it. And as the moment stretches into eternity, he says, as your lips are pressed together,
If there's a way free of this place, I will bring them all to you.
I love you. Be safe.
Yeah. Go. I'm going to run for the cabin. I'm going to try to get everyone to safety. We will buy you as much time as we can.
Okay.
Hans pulls back, and just as he pulls back, Abigail looks up at her father as he said, Dwight is saying that he would have done so much for her. And Abigail, who in this world would go on to lead the Olympians, produces a revolver from inside of her shirt, points it at Lancaster, and says to her father, Now I get to do something for you, Daddy. And she fires. And as that happens, Phil says goodbye to Sabella. Says that he's going to stick around here for just a little bit more. He turns and screams to his girls, "Hotter than you ever been!" And he bursts into flames, as do both twins. Hans runs for the cabin. Evie stands and smiles and nods at Kate, seeing like she wrote this story herself. And as Ruth looks at Elijah, they have one last moment.
No eye contact. Not looking over there.
Olympians, your loved ones, your boons are buying you time.
Greta is going to just grab Elijah's hand and start walking towards the purple, like marching towards the purple door. Her hand is shaking, and she just looks over at Elijah and says, Don't leave me when we go through the door. Don't let me be alone.
I won't. I'm not letting go. And he'll trot faster than marching. He's trying to hurry.
Okay.
Dwight?
The way he's already putting his head, it's not real. He's seen her die. He knows what's happened. And he just sprints. He's got to get the fuck out of there.
Sabella?
Katie, can you help me, please?
I walk over to Sabella and take her by the hand. Is Lancaster? He's probably just sitting there with a shit-eating grin on his face, isn't he?
He's staring at the loved ones as they kind of scatter, all save Evie, who appears to just be watching the scene.
Captain Lancaster? You think you've been to hell? You ain't even been close. Hell's gonna be the next day that you see me.
Well, then our hunt continues.
Let's go, Bill.
Olympians, as you start down the country road towards the purple, I need you to make a sanity check as you hear the first scream.
May I use a crit, please?
Yes, you may.
Yes, same. Actually, Greta's gonna roll this one. I feel like it's more
I'll crit it.
thematic.
I'll crit it. Thank you, Grant.
I succeeded.
Success.
Roll. I'll take the fail.
Okay. One sanity loss to Kate as the first scream runs out. As you guys pass down through, Dwight, you see Jake, your dog, run past you as if wondering why you're going in the wrong direction, and charges into his best friend's aid as the men are advancing on Abigail. I need everyone to make another sanity check for me, please.
Fuck.
I'm a crit it.
That's what crits are for.
Success.
Success.
2 points of sanity loss for Sabella. And as you guys get down to the road, you can now see the door as it is outlined perfectly, almost encapsulated inside a wooden portal that you would see perhaps in a museum in Germany. And as you are walking towards it and you see a donation come in, I will check quickly to see what it hugs and critical successes for everyone. Coming in from Fire.
Thank you.
I need you all to make another sanity check.
Just gonna use a grit on this one.
Narratively, I'm kind of explaining the crit usage as Elijah just completely cutting himself off and just being a robot.
My first sanity loss failure, other than my first episode.
I'm a crit again.
You lose 8 sanity. Dwight.
I haven't rolled yet. Is that?
That's
Is that
you
8
could,
for
That's
everybody?
fitting.
Or?
that's 8 just for him. I'm rolling separately for each person.
Well, Strider, to your point, I am. I've got the crits, but I feel like it. I feel like it honors the memory to. Fuck.
So, with a 5 sanity loss for Kate, what both of you will get, Dwight and Kate, with this temporary insanity, is you can't forget the smells of your loved ones, the touch of them in this place where they are. Evie, with love unconditional, with Abigail, a child that will never be. You must remember them now. And you have made it to the door.
The rest of y'all are ahead of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sabella's kind of started like scratching at herself till she bleeds.
Greta just has tears coming down her face.
Elijah's gonna start slowing down, panting, tells Dwight, go ahead.
Dwight wants to get the fuck out of here. He's already. I hate to roll the dice, that's for sure, but it's fitting. He dives through. I mean, literally.
Dwight enters the purple.
Doctor, Mr. Sawyer.
I was the last one in, I'll be the last one out.
You were always shit at taking orders. Just get through the damn door, please.
He'll squeeze Greta's hand and yank her in with him.
They disappear.
I don't know who I am anymore, Katie.
I don't either, Belle. I just know we gotta go. And I put my arms around her and step through.
You disappear. Elijah.
Yeah, him and Greta went through.
Yeah, we went through.
Oh yeah,
right
okay.
before.
So as everybody disappears into the purple nowhere, it embraces you again. An easy trip as it guides you where you want to be. perhaps where it needs you to be. And as you emerge, the air are much colder than where it was in the November air of Misty Mountain, West Virginia. You see another mountain, older, angular, like a tooth. There's a goddamned castle on it. You know it's Dietrich's. And that's where we're going to end this mid-season finale of Project Athena. Oh, I love you, my kids. So much. We signed up for a story, and I mean to tell it. Chat, you're fantastic people. All of you. You can cuss me to the day you die. Keep doing it. You're right to. I'm an awful, evil fucking person. But this is a story, and we want it to be a good one. And when Lancaster dies, everybody in chat better be fucking screaming. I know, Keanu. I'm going away from all the noses to the silver tongue. Strider, how are you doing, brother?
Yeah, Strider's doing fine. I appreciate a good story. The characters I play, never as much. Elijah was getting ready to do what he had to get people out of here. Friends would have been shoved, loved ones would have been shot. So, at least everyone's going together on good terms, not being drug out of here kicking and screaming, right? Hey, check me out next week. Curious to see what's going to happen. Probably have to deal with some Germans first, but I'm still hyped up to kill Lancaster.
Awesome, brother. Everybody, link to follow this great gentleman is in chat. I suggest you do so, or the hunt will be on for you, as Lancaster has some free time for the next 2 weeks anyway. Let's go down to Steve. Steve, how are you doing?
Yeah, you gave me a choice there at the end where I almost was like, you know what? It's probably time to roll a new character. Because I just could not see where the way it would leave in any way, shape, or form. And then I rolled an extreme with like almost a 1. And you said, yeah, you remember everything. And that's where that was probably the toughest moment when you said, you could hear everybody scream. And that's my first sanity loss since we had our episode 0. And that was tough, man. That was a great episode. I not happy with the way it ended, but that's showbiz, right?
That's
It's
right,
life.
brother. That's live. All right. Everybody, follow this guy in chat. He's going to be tweeting live from Gen Con this coming week. You're going to want to follow those. It should be a lot of him rescuing me from social anxiety. You know, get your revenge then, kids. Allison, how are you doing, my friend?
You know, I'm so often speechless at the end of these things, and that is not a condition to which I am very accustomed. I guess that just means that it is a great story, and probably a story that I've never been this emotionally invested in a story in my life, and that's saying something, I suppose. So nothing but love and nothing but gratitude to you, Greg, to this cast. yeah, I didn't know how I was getting out of there either until Sabella said, "You don't love Evie Reardon, you love me." But it's gonna be I just can't wait. I'm gonna kill him so hard. God, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. If it takes 40 crits to do it, I'm gonna kill him. Until then, you can find me on Twitter at Allison Robinson with 2 L's and a Y, and also with the Gen Con gang later this week. So if you're gonna be there, look us up. Promise not to blow anything up. Mwah.
That's a promise. Lindy, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, Greg. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Kind of funny how the only reason Dwight left is because he remembered everything. If Greta had remembered everything, she would not have left. Y'all would have had to drag her out kicking and screaming. So her failing those power tricks is the only reason Greta came. Oh, that and Elijah being like, we gotta go. Between Elijah and her not remembering things. But I have a feeling when we walk out of this portal, everything's gonna come back and you're gonna have a very emotional German on your hands. And that'll be real fun. Especially, also, Greg, when we come out and we see the castle, are we dressed like how we were in West Virginia or like we were when we entered the purple? I just need to know if Greta's naked or not.
You need to know how to prep that? You got it. You're coming out as if you had just gone into the purple. So yeah, she's naked.
Okay, great. This is even better. Even better. Fantastic. So yeah, you could find a very Greta having emotions naked in front of a castle week after next, because we're gone next week for Gen Con, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, in the meantime, follow me online at LaughLoveLindy on Twitch and Twitter. If you're going to Gen Con, find me and give me hugs because I need them after tonight. It's gonna be great. And yeah, I do all sorts of Call of Cthulhu, Dungeons and Dragons, Firefly RPG, and Star Wars stuff. It's great. Video games, nerd stuff. It's awesome. But yeah, I'm so excited.
Awesome, Lindy. And they said it in chat before I had a chance to. Some guy named Shiny Pilot, an emotional German. That's like a bright blue rhinoceros. You just don't. They probably exist, but you just haven't seen one. So right.
Yeah. Well,
nice.
You're about to see one who never has any emotions have one really strong emotion.
Nice. So, Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
My friend.
Mm-hmm.
My dear friend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How was your evening?
It was great.
Good.
Yeah. No, and thank you so much for asking, Greg. Thank you. Yeah. Yup. I had a good time. Thanks, everybody. No, I did. I'm fine. Jeez. Crying is like my default state anyway, so I'm fine. I'm not fine. I know I'm giving you conflict. I'm a confusing person. Hi, I'm Lauren. I don't know, sausage ginger. What even is that? And if you want to see me play other games in which I don't cry as much, I think the next time is after Gen Con over on the Greyhawk channel with Valley of Sit and Skull that Greg DMs, and I torture him on that show. So, haha! So that'll be not this Saturday, but next, because we're going to Gen Con, family road trip. It's gonna be super fun. Good night, everybody. Lots of love.
Nice. And I know, Germans, that you're all upset with me in chat, but I do have an out as to why I'm allowed to say that. I am second generation German here in the United States. So while I don't have full street cred, I am able to at least say that my grandfather was the least emotional, but solid dude, you know. So that's what I'm basing a lot of my opinion on. Anyway, I love all you guys. Love everything about chat. You're fantastic people. Thank you very much for being here with us. These people that are around me, up and down and all around, are excellent. Not excellent role players, which they are. They are excellent human beings and examples. So when I put their links up in chat, it's not to promote what they do, which I'm doing. It is to promote them as bright shining lights in a world that desperately needs it. So when you see them crying on screen here, it's because they're emotional. It's because they are apathetic. It is because they have feelings that we all should.
And they also shouldn't put on Bach, knowing they're probably going to cry this session.
Terrible idea.
That was the worst thing I did tonight.
It's a terrible... You're supposed to be a doctor. That's a terrible idea. But anyway, these people are the best. As for the channel, yeah, we'll be out while we're in Gen Con. As soon as I come back, everyone just follow Grimjack21502 on Twitch and the Twitters. I'll make sure that you know when we're coming back online to start up the Conan on Fridays from 12 to 2, Firefly on Fridays from 2 to 4, Project Kronos, which had its mid-season finale yesterday, from 2 to 4 on Saturdays, and of course, the one that started it all for me, the one that's been in my heart for years, is this here show, Project Athena, 7 to 9 on Sundays, each and every, except for next week. But I'm going to sit back and think about all these wonderful people as we head on over to Gen Con. And I've been saying this on every one of my streams, and I mean it. If you're going to Gen Con, these people included, and you see an old guy, looks like this, standing in a wash of people, and he is covered in flop sweat, shaking, probably crying, and suffering from severe social anxiety, or a multitude of other things that he's been diagnosed with in the past couple decades. My suggestion to you is much like the St. Bernards of old. I would like you to brave the elements. I would like you to brave the environment. I need you to find alcohol, and I need you to get it to me as quickly as you can.
Rum and chocolate. Okay.
Right. Administer it to me and get me out of there. Or if you just watch this episode, just let me rot. But until then, I love you guys. You're going to be in 2018 for 2 weeks. But we are gearing up in 1933 for one hell of a back nine. So take care, everyone. We'll see you soon, and we love you much. Till next time, Olympians.